Mike Phillips here, and this is a really cool car. One of the things I enjoy in life is I love buffing out really cool stuff like this 68 Camaro, but I also like teaching people how to do this type of work, whether it's a daily driver or something cool like this Camaro. There are a lot of classes on the market today. Every time I get on Facebook, I see an ad pop up for a class somewhere. That's great. If it's close to you and you want to take that class, I highly encourage you to get as much education as you can for this type of industry. But it's my job to differentiate what my classes look like compared to all the rest. And I believe I teach the most hands-on detailing classes on planet Earth. And let me just show you what this upcoming class in September is going to look like. And keep in mind, I'm going to be showing you the cars that you're going to be training on if you attend this class. But moving into 2025, my classes always look the same. I bring in a great collection of new cars, a great collection of cool cars, and for my boat detailing classes, I always bring in large center consoles in horrible condition because then I can teach you the most techniques. So while I don't use a conventional PowerPoint, this is what my PowerPoint will look like if you take the class. The first slide says, welcome to the OR. That's the operating room. That's where we do the surgery here at Dr. Beasley's in sunny Stuart, Florida. And then what it shows is it just kind of gives you a brief outline of what we're going to do over the course of the 3-day class. The first day is all paint correction and ceramic coatings. The second day is removing orange peel via sanding on really cool cars with orange peel. And then Sunday I cover extreme boat detailing. So let's just take a walk through this PowerPoint. Let me show you what our class looks like. Okay, so on Friday, the first day, I'm going to cover the 3 basic approaches everybody should know and put into practice if they're detailing for money, or also if you're just an enthusiast. These same approaches or these same packages would also apply to you. And the reason you need to know these 3 types of packages is because for some cars you want to do show car detailing. Maybe somebody's got a cool black Corvette, it's trash, they want it to look really good for the next car show. Some people got a nice mid-range car, some people got a daily driver. So you need to know the 3 packages: multiple step or show car detailing, 1-step paint correction, and the other topic I teach, which is 1-step ceramic AIO paint correction. So for this coming class, take a look. I got a 2014 Camaro. It's been parked where a water sprinkler has been hitting the side of it for over a year. It's completely neglected. It's black in color. It's going to make a great training car. I also have a Starsky and Hutch car. It's a 1976 Ford Gran Torino. And for the first session on Friday morning, the class is going to start out learning how to use a rotary polisher with a wool pad. I teach people that the rotary polisher, there's an old saying goes like this: use the right tool for the job. Sometimes the rotary with a wool pad for cutting is the right tool for the job. And when you leave my class, I want you to have the confidence to use that tool, know when to use it, and know how to use it. So we start out with the rotary polisher for the first class session on Friday. And by the way, the class starts at 7:30 in the morning, and usually by 8:30, you will have that tool in your hand working on your car. There's no chairs, there's no sitting, and as you can see by the PowerPoint, all it does is really show the students what they're working on now or what's coming up next. Okay, after we use the rotary, we're going to go over orbital polishers, then put a ceramic coating on both these cars. Okay, that's the first session. The next session, we're going to cover 1-step paint correction and ceramic coatings. Now here's your chance to use a wide variety of orbital polishers. I have pretty much all the big name brands. I got Flex, I got Rupas, I got Griots, I got Makita, I've got DeWalt, I've got Milwaukee, I've got Harbor Freight. You know, they'll all get the job done, and I don't really care what you like. I have my own favorite tools, but you can test them out, or as we like to say, try before you buy. And we don't sell these, you can buy them anywhere. So anyway, so that's the second topic for the same day, Friday. And for this class, I'm bringing in a orange 1932 Ford 3-window coupe and an orange 1932 Ford Roadster. Both of these have failed the baggy test. They've got a lot of swirls, so they're gonna make great 1-step paint correction training cars. And although it's important to know how to work on a 2014 Honda 4-door Accord, I've always tried to bring in really cool stuff just to make the experience not only educational, but fun too. Okay, so that's the second topic for that first day. The third topic is what I call 1-step AIO paint correction. We're going to use a ceramic AIO, and we're going to polish these 2 cars out in 1 step. And this would be your budget package that you would offer your customer, or if you're an enthusiast, this would be something, maybe it's just your daily driver, it's going to be parked outside, you don't want to put a lot of time into it, but you want to polish it out and take care of it. So that's where this one-step ceramic AIO paint correction comes in handy. Now for this class, I've got a 2013 Toyota and a 1979 VW Shorty microbus, a really cool car. They're both just lightly swirled out. They have some oxidation, so they're going to make great training cars. I also brought in the Toyota because the headlights are cloudy, and I teach how to machine sand headlights using a rotary polisher to do headlight correction because it makes it fast and makes it effective. And there'll probably be some black plastic trim. I'm going to cover how to restore exterior black plastic trim using solution finish. Now, besides those three topics, we're also going to be covering cosmetic engine detailing, topical glass polishing, the headlight correction, and the plastic restoration. So the first day, Friday, is very full. There's really no breaks. There's a short lunch break, about 15 or 20 minutes. Other than that, if you need a smoke break or a phone break, you know, take off and do it on your own. But I'm not going to stop the class to do a break. There's too many topics, too many techniques, too many tools to cover that we just don't have time for breaks. Okay, so that's going to wrap up Friday. Now for Saturday, this is a lot of fun. We're actually going to start out doing a prep wash in the morning. And the reason we're going to do that is because I want to just take care of that first thing in the morning while there's no traffic in the parking lot. The first day is Friday, sometimes there's the traffic. So I start the prep wash on Saturday morning, and we're going to cover that. We're also going to cover wet wash engine detail. I got a slide that'll show you that in a minute. But after we get the prep wash done, the extreme prep wash, then we're going to go into sanding to remove orange peel to create a true show car finish. Now for this class, I've got a 1973 Corvette and a 1949 Chevy Fleetline. Both these cars have been restored or street rodded or hot rodded. They've been modified. They have custom paint jobs with extra clear coat and lots of orange peel. So in the real world, none of us should be sanding down the factory paint on the car. The factory clear coat is usually thinner than a Post-it note. It's very thin. You'll get into trouble if you try to sand it down, because you got to remember, sanding takes off paint, compounding takes off paint, polishing takes off little paint. Pretty soon you're going to turn your pad over and see the color of the base coat on your pad. Well, that's a really bad sign. So I bring in the real deal, real cars that have custom paint jobs. And we're going to start out learning how to block sand by hand, followed by machine sanding. Then it's going to be back to the rotary polisher to pull out 100% of our sanding marks. Then back to Orbital Polishers to create a swirl-free finish, and we'll ceramic coat both of these cars. So that's the Saturday class. Okay, now as I said, we're going to cover some other topics between Friday and Saturday. One is how to do a wet wash engine detail. We're going to do that on the Camaro. We're going to be covering, this is unique to my class, I'm bringing in a 65 Corvette, and you can see that the back window is turned yellow with oxidation, plus it's full of swirls and scratches. So I'm going to show you how to carefully machine polish that clear again using the Dr. Beasley's NSP abrasive technology. Another topic will be the headlight correction. We got the Toyota, I also got a 4Runner, both really bad headlights. And as you can see, I have a special technique here for using a rotary polisher safely when machine sanding headlights. We're going to be going over black plastic trim restoration. For that, I like to show my buddy Chris West products, Solution Finish. But I'll show you the right way to use it and how to seal it so the results you achieve last. And we're going to cover topical glass polishing. So a lot of times cars, they get water spots or what I call drizzle stains or road film or traffic film on the outside. Sometimes on the inside you get smoker's film, vinyl fog. So we're going to cover topical glass polishing also in this class. Now the third day we go into the extreme boat detailing portion of the class. For this I'm bringing in a 24-foot Sea Hunt center console boat. And I like to bring in big boats because then you can stand and do all the techniques and stuff. I've seen other classes where they bring in a bass boat or a ski boat and everybody's kind of hunched over trying to learn how to buff out a boat. So I bring in big boats for a reason, to make the, not only do you learn a lot, but it's a comfortable, it's a fun experience. Now this thing came from the factory with an Admiral Blue gel coat, but it's turned white with oxidation and it has a lot of dock rash too. So we're going to start the day out with this boat learning how to machine sand using gear-driven orbital polishers. And the reason I show gear-driven orbital polishers to machine sand is because there's no sanding disc stalling. Kind of like pad stalling, if you use a gear-driven tool to machine sand, that sanding disc is going to rotate and oscillate no matter what. It's the fastest way to plow through a boat. Now, you'd never want to do this to a car. It's just way too aggressive. But for a boat, it's a fast and it's also very effective. We'll be using Abralon for the initial cut, then we'll be switching over to Eagle Abrasives. So we're going to learn both machine wet sanding and machine dry sanding. Then it'll be back to the rotary polisher to pull out 100% of the sanding marks back to Orbital Polishers to create a show car finish on a boat gel coat finish. And then we're going to switch over to a marine gel coat ceramic coating. So it's a very involved day. Actually, you know, the third day you're going to be tired. You'll have used muscles you probably never used before. But, you know, we'll have a team of people all tackling that boat, and it's a lot of hard work, but it's also a lot of fun and you make new friends. Okay, so this is from the last class. This was a Robalo center console. It came in, turned white with oxidation, and it left. That's a swirl finder light, by the way. It left with a swirl-free, flawless gel coat finish. And then the last part of the Sunday will be the certificate ceremony. And our certificate, it lists all 3 days and every topic that you learn. So when you hang this on the wall in your mobile van or you hang this on the wall in your office, you can be proud to show people the things that you've trained on. Now, this last class for 2024 is coming up September 20th, the 21st, the 22nd. There's only a few spaces left. If you're watching this video, there's a chance you could still get in. Other than that, there won't be another class like this until February of 2025. To get signed up, go to drbeeses.com. If you got any questions, I always make my personal cell phone available. Give me a call. I'll answer all your questions. 760-515-0444. And when you sign up for this class, the first email I send you is called Important Information. And in that email, it has a list to an article I wrote called Airports, Hotels, and My Favorite Places to Eat. So I've done all the legwork for you. If you're going to travel here, and most of the people that take my class are flying or driving here from other states or around the world, I've already done the legwork for you. I've got all the airports, the exact airport codes, how far they are away from Stuart, Florida, and then all the local hotels along with my recommendations. And of course, a lot of people when they come here, they want to get some great seafood. So I list all my favorite restaurants, whether they're seafood, American cuisine, Mexican, or Italian. So you got a lot of good choices if you want to get some good food while you're here. And I also list in that article fun things to do. A lot of people that take this class bring their family and turn it into a family vacation. So hope to see you at the future class. Remember to do your research. If you're the kind of person that learns better by doing, not sitting in a chair looking at a PowerPoint, then I think you'll really love this class. And I hope to see you here at the OR in sunny Stuart, Florida.